light shining individually, collectively transforming community, peace in our human family.
One love, one growth, as above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul, the red pill dissolve. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians start wars, they don't fight, they sit the poor. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light. Light warriors.
Light warriors, one. Following unity. Yo. Here we are. Talk about some real shit real quick. Everybody in the Western Hemisphere, listen to me. If you're going to listen to me, let this be the archives, honestly. How long are we going to advocate for no more war and still advocate for war at the same time? I'm not even going to say we, because I don't even feel like I associate with the we crowd of no more war, but still want to argue war. America, what the fuck are we doing, bro? We've been in Afghanistan for 20 years. And before Afghanistan, Vietnam. We could think of from a generation to another generation how much this was bullshit, that was bullshit. Oh, gas prices is good. Gas prices are great. Yeah. Right. Why the fuck does it matter? Because gas prices are great. Gas prices ain't shit right now for a while. But that's just something that we all knew from the beginning. Because it was lower, now they're higher. Where am I getting at here? Where am I getting at with this? The war in the Middle East, 20 years. I was in 4th grade yesterday. Actually, the day before yesterday was 9/11. I was in the 4th grade. And I'll never forget that day, ever. Just having regular class. I didn't know what was going on. Then all of a sudden, it was at least 10 something a.m. It was early. I grew up from Bridgeport, Connecticut, if anybody want to know. Bridgeport, Connecticut on the east side. But it was 10 something in the morning. And they wanted to evacuate us. And my parents wanted to they was able to pick me up, which is a good thing. But the only issue is that I remember from that day. What's crazy? I remember my dad's car. He had a Ford Contour. It was white. It was a white Ford Contour. That's crazy how I remember his car. And I just hopped in it and I was literally like, what's going on? I saw my teacher cried. I saw a lot of people that are adults cry. Saw them. This is like 20 years ago. Yeah, it's literally 20 years ago. It's 2021 right now. And I was young. I was a little ass kid. And I fucking sat through that shit, trying to figure out what the hell does it mean. Then I found out what it actually means. And for that, bro, I was frozen. And that was during the year where there was like, yo, is Michael Jordan coming back, bro? You know what I mean? It was around that time. And like, look how old Michael Jordan is right now. Crazy. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, seriously, that was a very surreal effect because I am part of a country that seriously we use that day as if like it's the most significant part of our history, and yes it is. And rest in peace to the 3,000 people that lost their lives, working class people that lost their fucking lives. They didn't know that day, every fucking one, first first responders as well, but just the working class people that lost their lives. They didn't know that was going to be their last day. They did not know. And it's just fucking crazy. But what really makes it crazy, all these people that lost their lives, they take their lives and they capitalize it off of a war. Then we get George Bush, you know. And George Bush, he starts the TSA. He starts ICE, which a lot of people wouldn't associate with Trump. But he starts ICE, you know? And we could talk about the long history of ICE, and trust me, I fucking know. But like the borders, the understanding of how quick the United States has changed. Like, just even starting with how the airports have changed. Start with that. Like, it wasn't strict at all. And now it's strict as fuck. But where did that come from? Where did that come from? Because of 9/11. Then we had the Patriot Act. And I could go into, again, about the Patriot Act. But I choose not to. I choose not to. I don't want to. Why? Because I don't think it's right. And the reason why I don't think it's right now at this moment, because we already know what the Patriot Act is about. And we can look at the Patriot Act, we can talk about the harm it caused. But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm seriously trying to say is just that we have been living a lie. A great lie. 9/11 happened, and whatever conspiracies that anybody wants to bring up is because of 9/11 when it contains 9/11. So there's a lot. So that tells you we don't know what the hell happened. We don't know what the hell happened. We don't know what was this whole point about. But what we do know, what is the facts? The majority of the hijackers were Saudis. And they apparently arrest like 60 people that were Israeli. And I'm talking about like the settlers. But that's just off where I read the Israeli part. So let's validate that if it's possible. And I already read what I read, and I give up off my own history, but this is not anti-Semitic at all. I'm not trying to be anti-Semitic at all. And I'm definitely not trying to be Islamophobic at all. What I'm saying is that we had evidence that majority of the hijackers were Saudi. But we go into a war with Afghanistan. We go into a war with Iraq. We go into the Middle East. We get people my age and younger strung out on opiates. Then we find out that we were in Afghanistan, for example, for opiates. And the gas and all this shit. And working class people that I don't know about y'all, but that I associate with, working class people that I associate with, has told me, like, yo, during Bush, gas price was cheaper and shit like that. But that's just inflation. It's literally just inflation. So the gas price is cheaper. I guess that's the big joke. But in the day, why did you feel that was the way it was? What the hell are we doing? Yeah, we could talk about how much gas, oil that we take away from the Native Americans, and the pipelines we try to build. We could talk about the war in Yemen, about how it majority started off with Saudi Arabia wanted to build a pipeline that goes into Yemen and shit like that. But what I'm trying to explain is that the wars that this country wants to talk about, the wars that we want to talk about, the wars that we are into, fuck talking about. The wars that we're into, the wars that we're involved with, the wars that people my age and younger are dying for. I'm only 29 years old. Dying for, losing their lives. PTSD when they get out and they live longer. They're able to live longer. They're, God willing, they're able to live fucking longer. They're able to get out of it. They're able to survive. They're able to live a full, healthy life after all that shit. After all that shit. Those people. All the war crimes, everything they were told to do, just so they could have benefits, just so they could be able to give people that they love and are related to and their family the care for a good life, just so they could be able to fucking have a better life. They had to sell their soul. And I was almost one of those people, man. I was willing to serve. I was ready to fucking serve. I was ready to fucking serve. I failed the ADVABS test in Massachusetts. I was ready to serve, man. It's not a joke. Why was I ready to serve? Why? Because after 9/11, I didn't know. I didn't fucking know. I didn't know. I didn't understand. And what I did not understand, I just thought that every fucking person in the Middle East that the United States tried to fucking like get to, I don't know, explain thoroughly, because they was like weapons of mass destruction, you know what I mean? And I believed in that shit. It was like, oh, Iraq, Saddam Hussein is trying to like take over the country. He's a threat as well. And he had, for what I've read, the Kurds. I will always respect the Kurds. And they got gassed back in the 90s by Saddam Hussein. So yes, he has did a lot of fucked up shit. But it's like this. This is their leader. And our leaders here in the United States are just as much as war criminals as the war criminals over there. So we go there and we destabilize another fucking country and act like that we want to give them democracy while low key we're stealing their resources, bro. And it's almost like shit, man. No, it's not almost like that because we don't know till later on. Unless you actually are really embedded in this shit. Which is what I became. But just damn, man. It's just like, fuck, man. Fuck. Did we go there to actually give them democracy, or did we actually go there to give them pain and suffering just so we can have better gas prices? Better drugs. I don't know. Better resources. Yes. We're not fighting for freedom. We're fighting for corporation. We're fighting for enterprise. And I can name so many books that date back currently that you could probably get besides Karl Marx, Lenin, Mao, that are literally like War is a Racket. That's another great book. Listen, man. They've been talking about this since World War One, man. World War One. We're talking about this since World War One. What have been talking about? What have they been talking about? They've been talking about fucking how we give our lives for corporation. And listen, World War II, honestly, I understand. Hell yeah, I'll get involved with the Nazis, especially when Hitler tried to use socialism and put it in the acronym of Nazis when it's not really socialism at all. It's nationalism, it's white nationalism. He chose socialism because it was more popular in that region and put all the aspects of what socialism is, but created Nazism, white nationalists. I'll make as many isms as I want, but you know what I mean. White supremacy, the basis of what European white supremacy has been for hundreds of years before Hitler. We're talking about back in Columbus Day to my predate. Fuck Columbus and anybody before him that had the same ideology. Fuck them. Fuck them. But it's just like, bro. America has embodied that Machiavellian mindset. America has embodied that colonial mindset because they are colonial. They are a colony. We are the original colony before the Zionist state. We are a problem. We brought the blueprint, and we take this blueprint and we make it. I don't even know if this is real, man. But I read that we were going to give Afghanistan a true democracy. It's a lie. I'll tell you right now. That never happened, bro. Why did that never happen? Why did that never happen? Oh wait, where we at right now? And why are everybody freaking out about the Taliban? It took me 23 minutes to fully talk about what I really want to talk about. The fucking Taliban. The fucking Taliban. And listen, maybe you haven't read about how in the 80s we gave the Taliban weapons with Reagan and shit. Maybe you haven't read about that. Maybe you haven't read about how Osama bin Laden was a CIA agent that was trained by us to stop socialism in Russia and all that shit. Maybe you haven't read about that. And then all of a sudden, he becomes known as one of the architects, the main architect that was behind the 9/11 attack. But why are we creating so many enemies? Why are we creating so many enemies that we were friends with and now we're enemies with? Because we made them. And I know we really want to get into ISIS in Syria, in the relationship between ISIS and America, in the relationship between Saudi Arabia and the war in Yemen, the US Saudi coalition. I don't want to get into that. I want to really just talk about Afghanistan. And I stand in solidarity. I will always stand in solidarity with working class people, with the poor, with the struggle. And I stand in solidarity with sovereignty. I stand in solidarity with the people of Afghanistan, man. I do. And I also stand in solidarity with the people that have been employed by the United States government. And even though they were a part of the 20 years of bullshit, They deserve a right to come here in this bullshit ass country. They deserve a right to have asylum. Isn't that legal? Isn't that a part of our laws that we grant asylum? But do we grant asylum? I would never ask someone at the border in those cages that because they already know the answer. So if they already know the answer, Afghanistan, people that volunteer to be translators, tour guides, etc., for the United States military that are left there. And I do feel bad for the troops there that are still left there. Yes, we backed out and it wasn't the right way, but we went to war with Afghanistan. Was that the right way? So you think that the solution of how we deal with it will be the right way? The Western media just want to complain. Oh, it wasn't clean. It wasn't the right way. How do you want to leave Afghanistan and all this shit? And now you see people that have been advocating to leave Afghanistan saying that we should never leave Afghanistan. Oh, we should never been to Afghanistan. But now that we're there, same people that want to talk shit about Venezuela and don't even understand Venezuela politics. Same people that want to talk about Syria and don't even fully understand. Or maybe they do. Maybe they're from Syria or from a certain timeline. And don't get me wrong, the Syrian government is very fucking flawed. And I am a socialist. The Syrian government is very capitalist. I don't really support capitalism at all. But I also, as a socialist, support sovereignty. Sovereign nations. Do you know what that means? To be sovereign? To be sovereign. We know what sovereignty is. But America, the government tried to claim that they're sovereign, and they're not sovereign. They are not sovereign. They are not sovereign. They are not fucking sovereign. I am a black man. I am a descendant of slaves. I am an indigenous man. I am a descendant of indigenous people. Okay? I am an indigenous black man to North America. My ancestors date from the South, from the Great Plains of Virginia, North Carolina. If y'all know, there's many tribes, and we established a lot. We had great cities. Our cousins is to the south. Our cousins are the Aztecs. Our cousins are the Incas. Our cousins are the Amazonians. And the Amazon is like depicted in two different terms for the white way and then the actual Amazonian way, which has many tribes. Many tribes. But I would date back if you want to know the Clovis people. The Clovis people were the first one for 1,000 years. But that's just what science could give. But what I'm trying to say is just that sovereignty. Sovereignty. We backed out. We should have been backed out. Just because it was ugly. War is ugly. What you thought was gonna be clean? We thought we were gonna shake hands and all this shit. Everybody freaking out about the Taliban and all this stuff. Look, what you thought was gonna be? What did you think it was going to be? That's the main question I ask people. What do they think it's going to be? What do you think? It's real. This is real. This is not even. This is. This is real, folks. This is. This is fucking real. You know what I mean? No, no. Unless you go over there, you know what I mean. 20 years. 20 years. How many Middle Eastern people have lost their fucking lives? And Afghanistan is not really like, it kind of goes into the Asian part. Like, you know what I mean? But it borders. But what I'm saying is like, dude, like, how many people in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all surrounding borders? I want to name them all, but I can't name them all. And I'm not surprised. I'm very sad that I'm an ignorant ass American in that aspect. But how many fucking Middle Eastern people have lost their lives from 9/11? We lost 3,000 people. It's just brutal, bro. It's brutal. It's not right. It's not right. Why is it right? It would never be right. It will never be right. It won't be right. I refuse for it to be right if it was. And now we have people saying that, we need to stay there because apparently they fear that the Taliban is going to attack us. But the Taliban has not ever really attacked us, ever. It wasn't the Taliban that attacked us in 9/11. So why would you associate the Taliban with 9/11? Again, from the beginning of this, it was majority Saudis that attacked us. But have you ever went to war with Saudi Arabia? Figure it out. Did we go to war with Saudi Arabia? No. No, no. No, we didn't. So why the fuck are we in the Middle East? We're not after the real country that attacked us. What do you know about Saudi Arabia? And let me explain to you. I am not even trying to like advocate to wage war against Saudi Arabia, but you know what the monarchy is. Monarchy. The monarchy is. It's a monarchy. Saudi Arabia is a monarchy. They are ran by the same Saudi princess and the Saudi king. What is it like since 19 fuck? It was the early 1900s. I can't think of it right now. But listen, bro, they behead women, fuck up children, cut their hands off. When like we let Israel, we let Saudi Arabia do their thing, bro, and then we don't say nothing about it. We turn the eye like this. We turn a fucking eye, bro. But we want to talk shit about Afghanistan when we gave those people power. We gave those people power, Brett. Like, who is actually reading up on this shit? I need people to actually read up on this shit, man. I need them. Do it, please. Read up on this shit. Please. Please. And listen, this is an exclusive. Right here, this is exclusive. Let me plug my fucking shit in the charger real quick. I cannot, bro. I cannot. I'm too shocked. I'm too shocked. Like, I'm hearing about like working class people talk about Afghanistan. I'm just like, bro, like, what you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you serious? Can't be serious.